The hunt to try to find the ideal sponge is a never-ending request. Well, I hate cooking. I mean, I don't hate cooking, but I just think that oftentimes it's a bit of a chore. Well, hello, it's the weekend, and there's so much I want to get done today, so I thought perfect time to start the video and just showcase all the random things that we're getting up to this weekend. And we're also planning to go into the cinema tonight. We're gonna go see Accountant 2. But anyways, there's quite a lot that I want to get done today, and I definitely want to do a bit of tidying up. Alright, well, I'm trying to clean up all the items behind the couch, and I did a bit of random shopping over the previous weekend, and I love seeing a good random haul, so I'll do the same onto you guys. First we have 4 jars of baking soda, always very useful. Oh my god, so awkward. Always very useful for various cleaning tasks. Then we have 2 pumps because I want to refill these in a second. Okay, this is gonna make me sound so lame, but I always get a little bit excited when I see new forms of sponges because the hunt to try to find the ideal sponge is a never-ending request. So these are ones that I haven't tried. They're 100% silicone sponges, and silicone is just a bit better because sometimes it doesn't absorb all that sort of, you know those normal sponges? They just absorb so much water. So maybe these could be a bit better, and you could put them into the dishwasher, so I'll give those a try later on. Some new organizing products. I'm sure I'll find a use for those. And then same with these. And then these are the organizing products that I definitely want to use in the kitchen in the near future. And then these were some books and DVDs that I picked up. These were on 2 for €10 discount. I got the Kingsman 2 movie collection. Also recently found out that it's actually 3 movies now, so I'll have to get the 3rd one separately. And then we have the Dwayne Johnson San Andreas movie. This was a bit of a random purchase because I do like those sort of everything goes wrong, big action, there's a hero in the movie or there's someone trying to save the day kind of movie, so I thought this one could be fun. I'm pretty sure I've seen it once before. And then as for the books, I got The Launch Date. This was one of the books that I haven't heard anything about. I just saw the cover, I liked it, I thought the back sounded quite fun, so I thought, why not? And then we have My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I have heard good things about this, and it's been in my sort of book wish list for quite some time, so I was excited to see it. And then finally we have Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. Now, this is a bit of an annoying thing in the sort of book world or book space, whatever you want to call it, is that why does it seem like so many books have to be series or interconnected series for some reason? So I only found out after buying it that this is apparently the 3rd book in this series, and I don't have the first 2, and I'm wondering, do I have to read the first 2 to get to this one? Is it better if you do? So this will probably not be the next book that I read for now. Okay, and the next random purchase is a whitening spray or whitening liquid to help whiten the bottom of your sneaker shoes. Okay, so this is all ready to be cleaned up. I hope you enjoyed the little random haul. Now, let's get this all cleaned up. And then the DVDs in here. This is also something that I want to organize someday in the future. Okay, feels good to have all of those items and books cleaned up. And now, speaking of books, I need to figure out what next book I will read since I finished this one this morning. I finished Assistant to the Villain. Yeah, apparently this is a series, but I don't have the next 2 books, so I'll have to go to the bookstore and get those another day. But for now, for the time being, I was thinking of picking up next My Roommate is a Vampire or Anna Green Gables. I picked this up in London in December and heard that this is a perfect sort of spring book. And so now that the weather is getting a lot nicer, it might be a good time to pick it up now. Okay, so next little easy task on the agenda. So unfortunately we've been having some issues with our washing machine, and after hours of research I think I finally figured out what was wrong with it, and basically we had to change the gasket. So I ordered all the products that we needed, and then 2 weeks ago my boyfriend and I did that, and then we thought, okay, finally it's working again. But then lo and behold, what happens? I think 2 loads later, the drain stops working. So now when you wash it, even if you put it on the highest spin cycle, there's just so much water left in there. And I've tried everything from cleaning the drain filter and giving the drum a good clean, so putting on that sort of drum clean cycle. And then still nothing has worked. So if you ever need to open up your washing machine, you'll see that there are so many different screws in there and they all have a different purpose. So you definitely want to be careful to not mix those up. So what I did the last time is I just found this sort of organizing tray box, made labels for each time that my boyfriend took out a screw, and then we made sure to carefully put in those. So I have a few extra loose papers here, so I just want to make sure that they're not sort of mixed up with each other. And unfortunately, this is also one of those things where, of course, it happens that these things break just after you're done with the warranty. I always thought that washing machines would have a warranty around at least 3 years, maybe 5 years, but apparently it's only 2 years. So that kind of sucks for a very expensive, newly bought Samsung washing machine. I mean, newly, it was just over 2 years. I think it's around 2.5 years. But I don't think that in 2.5 years you should have had a problem with the gasket breaking and the drain not working properly. And we've taken good care of this washing machine. Okay, I also like that last time I also numbered all of them. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So that makes us just way easier to know that I'm putting them in the right spot again. It's a few hours later now. I just went for a walk, had my lunch, and I want to do the dishes, but this thing is empty and this one is super watered down. So I need to go down to the basement to get the refill and then I can start on the dishes. And I'm back with the laundry detergent, dishwashing detergent. And so first task on the agenda again is to refill it into these things. Another bottle of dishwashing detergent underneath this thing so that I don't have to every time go down to the basement and get this thing. So I'll refill it directly now into this one, and then once this one starts to empty again, then I can just use this from underneath the sink to refill this one again. Okay, and done. Okay, so now time to start on the dishes, I guess. Now, after you finish eating a meal, do you like to do the dishes directly after you finish eating, or do you just save it until something like after dinner time and then do all the dishes all at once? I got up to page 33. It was cute so far. And now time to make breakfast. Hello, it's a few days later and I just got back from the supermarket. It was actually way more. But last week I did this thing where, well, I hate cooking. I don't hate cooking, but I just think that oftentimes it's a bit of a chore. And when your day is already busy enough, then you gotta think about what to make, prep it, cook it, store it, do all the dishes, and it's just sometimes a bit of a hassle. And for months we've been saying that we should really try to stop ordering as much and just get way better at meal prepping. So last week I switched it up by, at the beginning of the week, just deciding 3 to 5 different meals that we could make throughout the week. And so then I did all the groceries on one day, prepped them all on one day as well, and just had everything ready to go. So that dinner on the first day was quite time consuming to make, but then on the second and third day, they were so much easier to make. So I pretty much want to do the same thing now, with just different recipes. So the dinner slash lunch ideas that we have for this week is tonight I'm gonna make a grilled chicken couscous salad, and then tomorrow it's a chickpea halloumi wrap, then a roasted veggie pesto pasta, and then a buttered chicken with rice. Got them all now. So I think in a sec I'll put this away, have some lunch, and then start just chopping, prepping pretty much everything that I can. Things like marinating the chicken for the butter chicken. If I just do that today, then it'll make it so much easier if I make that tomorrow or the day after. Okay, that took about 3 hours to get everything done, maybe even longer, but this will make it so much easier for the rest of the week, so I'll be thankful that I did this. So here I have the chicken marinating for the butter chicken. Also the first time I'll make that, so we'll see how it is. And I have everything else ready for pretty much all other meals that I was planning on making. So here's that chicken for the grilled chicken couscous salad. And then everything else is also already chopped up, so if my boyfriend just wants to make a quick fried rice with some carrots and broccoli, he can do that. If I need it for dinner, then I can use it, which I will need for tonight's dinner. Things like the bell peppers cut up. Yeah, everything's already cut up, ready to go. And I already did a few of the dishes, so now time to just do the rest of them, clean up. But now the hard part will be trying to make space for this in the fridge. Next morning. I also just this morning finished reading Anne of Green Gables and I absolutely loved it. I can definitely understand now why this book was so highly recommended by everyone else. So I'm definitely glad to have read it, and I think for sure I will want to read more books from L.M. Montgomery, and definitely the second book in this series. I mean, I think it is a series, or is it just a continuation like a standalone series? Not too sure. Unfortunately, we didn't get to finish fixing the washing machine, so I had to end up ordering a drain pump and it got delivered to a store. So I'm gonna head there now to go pick it up. And then nearby there's also a bookstore, which maybe they have more books from Ellen Montgomery that I can instantly just check out. Or at least I want to see if they have the second book from Assistant to the Villain series and just instantly get that so that I don't just pick that up a year later and then completely forget about the storyline. Hello, it's the weekend again. So we were so looking forward to finally finishing the washing machine, installing that drain pump, but alas, that will not be happening today because when I went the other day, they didn't have that package there, and then they routed it to another store, so I had to go there yesterday to go pick it up. And then when I went to go open it yesterday, the drain pump was broken, unfortunately, so I had to contact the customer service to explain the situation, and hopefully they will send us a new one, because it is a bit of a pain to install the drain pump, as you do have to either flip the washing machine upside down, or you need to take the gasket, part of the gasket out, and then access the bottom part to put in the new drain pump. So now I'm in my cleaning outfit, as today is going to be a full-on cleaning day. So in a second I want to fold some laundry. I'm doing some laundry currently, well, lots of laundry. I need to change the bed sheets, I want to vacuum in the bedroom, I want to do a bit of tidying up around the apartment, I want to try to edit a bit today. I definitely want to clean my makeup brushes and my hair brushes, as those two tasks are so overdue and I just want to finally get to them. So I think first off, folding some laundry so that I can instantly change the bed sheets afterwards. Okay, folding is done, and so now next task, changing the bed sheets and vacuuming around the bedroom. And now time to vacuum the worst room in the house. all in all, this took around 45 minutes to an hour, so it's definitely one of the most time-consuming rooms to vacuum and change bed sheets and yada yada and all of that. So I think now, since it's already 12:20, I want to go for a walk, have some lunch, and then continue on with the other cleaning tasks. It is many, many hours later. I've just been trying to edit a lot, but unfortunately I didn't get the video fully done, and I'm determined to clean those makeup brushes today, so I'm just gonna shut it off now so I can do that now, as it's already 4 p.m. And then safely ejecting all the SSDs. Okay, done. And then I'm also just gonna quickly first check on laundry and then gather everything and do those tasks. And my boyfriend is making us burgers tonight, so that's very nice. Don't think about dinner for us. You see how gross they're looking? Definitely needs a clean. So I'm gonna fill this clean shallow bucket with some shampoo and just let them sit in there for around half an hour. Clean the makeup brush in the meantime, and then I'll rinse everything, clean off all the dust and dirt and everything, and then it should all be done. It's relatively easy to do. Just like this, you don't want to have them soaked in there, you just want to have it shallow enough so that the brush part just kind of sits in there. And then also don't forget to get those kind of sponges things from any sort of powder item that you might use. And then usually I'll start with the least dirty looking brushes and make my way over to the most dirty brushes. So those will be the ones used for foundation, bronzer, those kind of things. So usually the eye makeup brushes are typically the cleanest. Last thing, cleaning the hairbrushes quickly. So I kept an old toothbrush that I just, on the package, labeled it as hairbrush cleaning toothbrush. And then you just kind of scrub off all that dirt, dust, etc. And then give it a rinse, and then you want to make sure that you kind of squeeze out any of that water soap that went in there, and then just leave it to dry upside down like so. Okay, glad to finally get that done, so now just gonna give these things all a wash, and then probably do my sketch of the day, and then dinner, and then movie night. So yeah, long day again.
No questions. I'm in control of this facility now, complete control. Nobody gets in or out without my say. I will execute every man, woman, and child if I need to.
Do you have a warrant? I need to speak to you, buddy. Well, that's where you're shit out of luck, because I don't need to speak to you. It's important.